How Marion Works, a podcast series dedicated to informing you of the inner workings in all areas of Marion government and public services. Thank you for listening. Hello and welcome to Season 1, Episode 16 of How Marion Works. I'm your host, Layla Price-Bodkin, and I'm also joined today in the studio by my special co-host, Dina Weiss. Welcome, Dina, to the show.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you for being here. Today's episode brings you all the facets of the City of Marion Building Department. Our guests today are Building Commissioner Jerry Foustnight and Permit Compliance Officer RJ Pasant. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Very happy to have you both because I know you are very busy guys and appreciate your time today. So we're going to have an icebreaker question. I am very curious as to what you're going to say to this. So what kind of music do you enjoy and what is one of the best concerts you've ever been to? Jerry.
Oh, okay. I'd say I enjoy the 60s and 70s music. And my favorite concert was Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, that's a really
Great
good answer. Where did they play?
Down at Indy.
At like in an arena, or did they play it?
No, downtown.
Downtown, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been amazing. RJ, what do you think? It's a hard question, isn't it?
Yes, my favorite is country music, and probably one of the better concerts I've been to was George Jones.
Where was that at?
I've seen him probably 6 or 7 times, but the best one I went to was in Michigan, and I had front row seats too. And I was also a good friend with George Riddle. He was one of the very first Jones boys. So
yeah, George Riddle has a big history here, and that's so special that you had a friendship with George Riddle. And he worked with George Jones closely. He worked with a lot of other old school country artists.
Yes, he worked with Johnny Cash and Jones, and he took me to Nashville, and we got to go to Patsy Cline's house and meet Charlie Dick, and I got to hold Patsy's Grammy. So
goodness,
it was pretty neat.
Where did you get to spend the night?
We stayed at a music producer's house.
Okay, that one gentleman you were telling me about. RJ has a lot of stories about country music, and he could have a whole podcast episode regarding the stories, and you keep scrapbooks, and I think that's pretty special.
Yeah, George gave me quite a bit of stuff that I still have, autographs and pictures, and he shared a lot of that.
That is so awesome.
Dina, do you have anything to share?
Oh,
I didn't know if you would come prepared with an answer, but if not, it's okay.
Well, I like all kinds of music. Yeah. I don't have like one specific genre. I listen to everything. And I guess the best concert would be probably, I've been to a Stained concert years ago, and it was
cool.
awesome.
I love it. I mean, you kind of just have one that sticks out, right? I mean, it is a hard question because there's a lot of great artists out there.
Absolutely.
A lot of good music. I'm all over the place too, Dina. My listening comes in waves. It's kind of like, okay, well, I grew up listening to alt rock. My parents instilled the folk part of me, and so I love listening to folk music. I love Joni Mitchell. And like kind of Crosby, Stills, Nash kind of music. So I do love that. But classic rock, and I'd have to say the best concert I've ever been to was in Louisville, and it was Roger Waters. I'm telling you.
Okay.
That was just a knockout production. The music was just amazing. I don't know. I was blown away. So Pink Floyd and Roger Waters. So anyway, that we could go on and on and on, and I kind of wish we could continue to to talk about music. But we are here to talk about the building department, guys. But I would love to get just a brief background of you both. Jerry, I would love to just learn where you were born and raised and where you went to school and where you kind of briefly worked before you started working as the building commissioner.
I actually was born in Portland, Indiana. That's just kind of east of Muncie. And so I grew up in Albany until I was 6, and then we moved to Jonesboro. And then I attended Missinawall School Systems. Then I was hired through the city in 1977 as a firefighter, and I retired after 30 and a half years on the fire department. And then
Wow.
in 2016, the former mayor, Jess Allenbaugh, asked me if I would come in as a building commissioner. And so I've held that position since 2016. And then in 2008, when we received the new mayor starting in, he asked me if I would stay on as a building commissioner. So
In 2024.
yeah, in 2024.
Mayor Morrell?
Yeah, yes.
That's
and
excellent.
So I'm still here and still doing what I'm supposed to do, I guess.
We're lucky to have you, Jerry.
Oh, thank you.
I'm fascinated by your background as a firefighter. Were you always with the Marion Fire Department?
No, I actually, when I was 17, I went on to Jonesboro Fire Department. My father retired as a firefighter from over there after 45 years, I believe it was. And so he talked me into being a firefighter. And then when I had the opportunity to come to Marion, I thought, well, I'll do it for 1 year because I had other plans. And I ended up being for 30 and a half years.
Best laid plans, right?
Yeah.
30. Wow. That is amazing that you had quite an extensive career as a firefighter, because it's a lot that's involved being a firefighter, but it has helped you in some skills that are kind of needed with the building department. So that was a good a thing that you are here now with all of that knowledge about the buildings themselves here in Marion. And so we're happy to have you continuing until your retirement. I don't know, Jerry, when do you think you'll retire from the city?
Well, I'm thinking I'd like to retire in this coming January.
Yeah.
I haven't definitely made my mind up, but that's what I'm looking towards. It seems like I've been working all my life, and I'd like to have more time to spend with my family and do some of the things I want to do.
I'd say you earned it, Jerry.
Oh, absolutely. Do you have anything that you would like to do in retirement, like a hobby?
Well, in the winter times, I'd like to go where it's warm. And,
Yes,
there's a
right.
lot of things that I'd like to see. I'd like to see Mount Rushmore. I've always wanted to do something like that. So hopefully when I retire, we'll be able to do some of those things we want to do.
Check some things off the list.
Yes.
Loved it. You like road trips?
Yes.
Oh,
Cool.
yes, sir.
Sounds exciting. RJ, I'm excited to learn about you. Where were you born and raised, and what brought you here today?
I was born in Bay City, Michigan.
Wow.
It's northeast of the state, right on the Saginaw Bay. Beautiful little city. And I moved here in 1971, and I was raised here. I've been here pretty much my whole life since I was 3.
What were you doing for work in 1971 that brought you here? Or
Well,
around that time?
My mom and dad, when they separated, we moved here when I was 3, and we first come into town right there at 10th and Washington.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Gotcha.
wow.
That was a bus station when I was a kid, right there at 10th and Washington.
So you did have schooling here in Marion.
I went to my whole kindergarten through my senior year at Missinawall.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I went to
Nice.
Missinawall schools.
Okay, so RJ, you got hired with the city in what year?
February 8th, 2022.
2022. So, 3 years now, and we are excited to learn about you and your work, because you guys do very important work for the city, and so I'd like to get into just what your responsibilities are as the permit compliance officer.
Well, like when new structures are built, just like IWU now is doing the stadium out there. Me and Jerry will do the inspections from ground up, starting with the footers, and we'll see that building all the way through. And anything with that requires a permit within the city, me or Jerry will do the inspections, whether it be roof, electrical, plumbing, framing, them types of things.
Okay, so how does that process start? Do they just come to you and they have to apply for a permit first?
Yeah, they come up to the building department and they will apply for a permit. Then Jerry, as the building commissioner, he reviews the permits, and if he accepts them, then they're required to come and get the permit. They place it on the job site. Then we do the inspections for whatever they applied for.
They have to apply for just one thing, kind of a blanket permit, or do they have to apply for a lot of different permits?
Whether they do a roof or rough electrical or foundation, it
Just
depends on
depends.
what they're doing.
Who's the first person that they talk to when they go to do that?
It would be either Jennifer or Andrea.
Okay,
When they come up to apply, they talk to either one of those.
I see.
So when a homeowner, for instance, is going to maybe add on a room, they would need to come and probably apply for some kind of a permit?
Yes,
to
they'll
do that?
apply for it. Jerry will review it.
Gotcha.
And Jerry either says yay or nay.
Gotcha.
Then once it is approved by Jerry, they'll get a call from either Jennifer or Andrea saying your permit's approved, and then we go from there.
Something I want to point out about these permits, especially for homeowners, is this is just as much to protect them. Because let's say, whoever, has been hired to do the work, maybe they don't follow through, or, this kind of will help them know who to contact, who to go after. Is that kind of right? It protects them just as much.
Yes. What we require is any contractor working within the city limits of Marion are required to be registered as contractors. By being registered, they have to not only carry liability insurance, but they have to have workman's comp. And we do this to make sure that the individual or the property owner is protected. We don't want somebody going out here without insurance, getting injured on the job.
Right.
And then it becomes an issue where the homeowner ends up getting, their insurance company has to pay, and then the homeowner will lose their insurance basically.
Right.
And then they have to go to what they call a high-risk insurance. And so it becomes very costly. So we try to make sure that when you do have a contractor do work for you, that they're registered in the city.
That's great.
What happens if they're not registered yet?
Usually, RJ here will go out and put a stop work order on them. We issue a stop work order stating that there's violations, be it whether they don't have a permit, they're not registered as a contractor, they've had no inspections, whatever the case will be. And then once that is put in place, all work has to stop. And then until they meet the requirements of the city, they can't restart that project. So it can become very costly for a company. If a company comes in and they don't meet the requirements and the stop work order long, it depends on how many workers you might have on the job site. Those individuals are just sitting there until either the stop work order is removed or they're sent home.
What is something that's just a big challenge that you guys face that bothers you, that you basically wish could be either fixed, or that either the contractors need to know about or residents just need to know about? What are those challenges that you face?
Oh, I believe, and RJ, I think, would agree with me, the biggest challenge is getting individual homeowners or property owners realizing that they need to have contractors that are registered in the city. As an individual out here, and you're wanting work done, you see, oh, John over here can do it for X amount of dollars. Henry over here will do it for X amount of dollars. So we're always trying to say, okay, let's go with the cheaper one. Well, sometimes the cheaper one's not the best.
Yeah, it could cost you.
And also, if they're not registered, then you're trying to gamble.
They must be registered with the city of Marion. They can't be registered in a different city.
No, they have to be within the city, yes.
Okay, that is very interesting. So that is the challenge that you face. So what would be any other challenges? Because I know that there are several with your role, and we just kind of want to get a sense of that.
Well, a big thing is too. A lot of contractors or individuals will come up and get a permit, and they just place it in the window and they think they're done.
Oh,
A big thing that Jerry and I face is for them to get inspections. We require inspections throughout the process, whether it be building a house from the ground up or just a roof. But we have a big thing with people not doing their inspections.
and that can be very detrimental. And I know Jerry probably has stories upon stories about how a structure becomes unsafe and maybe could even be the cause of a fire or something like that. Is that true, Jerry?
Yes. We deal daily on people's lack of ability to make sure that things are correct. We have contractors that don't follow the rules. We're in the position where we want to make sure that everybody's structure is safe.
Right.
We want to make sure that in the middle of the night, that if it calls that you have to have smoke detectors or carbon monoxide testers, we want you to have those in place. We want you to be protected, and that's what we try to stress to everybody, that the rules are here to protect you. The rules are to make sure that you're safe, and that if you do have an emergency, hopefully what we've instilled in the contractors that follow the procedures will save your life.
Why do you think that there are so many out there that are not following the rules? Is it just ignorance? Is there a cost involved that they don't want to have to incur? Why do you think that is?
Well, I think a lot of it is maybe cost. Paying for the permit.
Is it expensive?
No, a permit, residential permit's like $60. A commercial is $120. So
That's not bad.
No, it's not. And then you figure that for that $60 on like a residential permit, we may be out there 6 or 7 times doing inspections. So it's a very cheap protection for you as a homeowner.
It's probably the least expensive, I mean, it's not an insurance policy. I don't want to say that, but, it's along that same lines. It protects everyone involved.
Yes. And RJ here he's very good at what he does. A lot of times contractors get upset or homeowners get upset because we fail them on their inspection. But we fail them because we want to make sure that things are correct.
Right.
If we take and we pass something that we know is not correct, then we as not only individuals but as a city, we take liability in that. And so if something happens, somebody's injured or a death or whatever, then when they start doing the investigations and everything, if they find out that we did not follow the rules or we did not make that individual follow state statute or local ordinances, then we're at fault ourselves.
Yes. Well, thank you for explaining that. Were there any other... Yes, Jerry, great job. He knows his stuff.
Yes, he does.
And kudos really to both of you for having that integrity, having that, follow through to just make sure that everything is right.
I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it's not easy. It's not easy to be that guy.
Well,
so, thank you.
Yeah, and again, I don't mean to keep praising RJ here, but RJ is very active in the community out here, making sure that the contractors follow the rules, and not only contractors but homeowners, and I expect RJ to do his job, and part of his job is enforcing the rules.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's easier on me because they get mad, and they get mad at him because he's the one that did it.
Oh, poor RJ.
But he does do a very, very good job at what we do.
And he's the only one that is besides you, Jerry, that is out there in the field making sure everything's correct. And so you are out there too, Jerry, right? You're not just sitting in your office every hour of the day. I know that you're out there a lot.
Yeah, I'm out quite a bit. RJ does most of the inspections, to be honest. I'm busy out here with contractors discussing new building sites or meetings with contractors concerning different things.
Yeah.
I also oversee code enforcement, as you know, so I'm very busy with code enforcement out here. On our webpage, we get complaints, numerous complaints a day concerning different things. Mm-hmm. So not only am I doing the building aspect, I also go out and do the code enforcement aspects also.
Yes.
And that's why I depend on RJ to do most of the inspections.
For our listeners at home who are maybe thinking about, wanting to get a permit and are wondering, okay, well, who are our registered contractors? We do have a list, correct?
Yes, we do.
Awesome.
Great.
We do have quite a few individual homeowners that will come up and say, well, I don't know who a good contractor is. And we do have a list of those that are registered in the city.
And that's on the website, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And we don't take and recommend one contractor over the other. That's the responsibility, I guess, as a homeowner or as a business to investigate to see who they want. They can ask other people,
True.
Get references or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so, but we do have that list available, and we do give that list out quite a bit.
How Marion Works is sponsored by the City of Marion. This podcast covers the inner workings of city government to better serve you.
Since we're talking about that list, is there anything else that you would like to highlight that's on the building page on the website that you think is really important for people just to go refer to? Is there a registration application on there?
Yes,
there
is.
Things like that?
Yes. And, we encourage individuals, if you have a question or something, please call our office. The number is 765-662-9931. And we're either the prompt number 1 or number 5, I believe.
Yeah, there's a prompt, and then it takes you directly to the building department. You'll be connected with either Andrea or Jennifer.
Yes.
And those ladies are working so hard, by the way.
That's right.
Andrea and Jennifer. A big shout out to the admins. To the administrative assistants up in the building department. And by the way, the building department is on the 3rd floor of City Hall. So they are also with the code enforcement and the planning department. Everybody just kind of works together. And so that is where it all happens. I'm going to take a quick break just to remind you guys to connect with us by following City of Marion IN on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok, as well as our website, cityofmarion.in.gov, and on the new My Marion app, a free download through your Apple Store or your Google Play Store. And I know that's Jerry's favorite app. You just love that app, don't you, Jerry? You're like, it's the bane of my existence.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh.
But honestly, Mayor Morrell, he started the app. Oh my goodness, I feel like it's been exactly 1 year ago.
We rolled that out. I think it was August or September of last year. So you're right.
And we were getting trained as early as July.
Right.
And so we have technicians that are basically monitoring their emails, and whenever someone reports an issue from all the different categories that you see on My Marion app, it goes directly to that person responsible for that department or that category, and they can connect with you and tell you how to, basically, if there's any progress with that issue, if you want to be contacted, or you can be anonymous if you'd like as well. So, yes. All right, Jerry and RJ, we're going to talk about buildings, but we're going to talk about buildings in a fun way. If there's anything that you would like to share about a fascinating building that you have been to in your travels in life.
Well,
RJ.
When I go up to Michigan, I got a sister that lives in Dearborn Heights, and I got to go into the Henry Ford Museum.
Nice.
It's a fascinating building. It'd take you a week to go through everything, but it's got just amazing. It's got JFK, the convertible he was assassinated in.
Oh wow!
That's the biggest attraction of the building. And it's got the chair that Abraham Lincoln was shot in a glass case. It's a big facility, and it's very nice.
Where did you say that was again?
It's in Dearborn Heights, Michigan. It's a suburb of Detroit.
Wow.
And it's a nice facility.
Is it an older building or is it a newer building?
Yeah, it's an older facility. Then on the outside of it, it's got the Pioneer Village. That was all created by Henry Ford back in he built. Then they've got now where you can go tour his mansion, and it's just around the corner from there. So,
and we're also talking about the airplane, right? Henry Ford. The tri-motor airplane.
Yeah, he made airplanes. There's planes in this museum. There's cars, and it's just it'd take you a week to go through that entire facility.
Wow,
that's cool.
It's amazing.
How about you, Jerry? It's hard to probably narrow down, but you can choose one.
Well, I liked the museum up in Chicago.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's
a good one.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah.
I enjoy some of the structures we have here in Marion, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. Some of the older homes up on Spencer Avenue.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
I'm into like the woodworking they do in these older homes. Mm-hmm. And it amazes me how nice there still are in a lot of these homes up here.
Yeah.
And so anytime I had the opportunity to go into these homes on inspections or anything, I really enjoy walking through those homes.
Nice. How about you, Dina?
Oh, I think probably the most beautiful building I've been in was actually a church, the St. Mary's Cathedral in Lafayette. If you ever have a chance to go in there, oh my goodness.
Oh, cool.
This cathedral was built in 1866.
Wow.
And it's Gothic architecture, so Gothic revival. So, you've got the massive arched ceilings and columns that just line the church. And the ceiling, the way that it's painted in these shades of blue and gold, it's just, it's emotional. It's emotional to be in there. It's really beautiful.
I have to look. Some of these churches are. Thank you. That's a really good one.
That one just it stands out.
Wow. Yeah. A couple of them that stand out to me. I've never left the country, so I know that there's so many beautiful buildings in Europe and everywhere. But I have been to the Willis Tower formerly the Sears Tower in Chicago.
Right.
And I'm telling you what, if you have a fear of heights and you want to get over your fear,
That'll do it.
you step out into the glass. It's just this glass box that just protrudes out of the building. I don't even know how tall it is, but it's the most exhilarating thing. And some people like to do crazy like back bends or whatever, just kind of, I don't even know. I don't know how they do it. But then the other one that stands out to me is the Biltmore Mansion in Asheville, North Carolina. And I got to go at Christmas time. And you talk about a beautiful building and the way that it's always decorated. I love mansions. I just, I love the, I'm definitely going to have to go back in the summertime. But yeah, we have some beautiful structures, Jerry, like you said, here in Marion. Italianates, the Beatrice, the Villa is beautiful.
The bank
Hostess
right across
house.
the street here, if no one's ever been in there, it's beautiful in there, all the marble. And that's,
Yes, the
I
Ridley
remember that
Tower.
as a kid, though, and that's a beautiful building. Then there's some churches here in town that's just got real nice woodwork in it. And like Jerry said, some of the older homes up on First Street and all that, the big pocket doors and the craftsmanship in them houses years ago is you can't duplicate that.
Right? It's like, okay, you can't. There's nothing like it. Speaking of the Ridley Tower, the 7-story building, it's our tallest building in Marion. I got to go on the roof when Mike Halstead, were you there, Jerry, with me?
Yeah.
That was so cool. We had to go through this crazy opening in order to get up on the roof.
Oh, wow.
And once we were up there, it was really beautiful. And we actually did see a lot of greenery, a lot of activity. We were just we were fortunate to get to go with him, and kudos to, Mike Halstead for all the work that he did on that building. And so you guys get to go into these buildings all the time, and you probably have to go up on the roof. Is that right? A lot?
Sometimes, yeah, we got to go up. But
Yeah.
that's a good thing about this job. You get to see a lot of structures that, when I was a kid, I wished I could go in there.
Right. And then you hear stories when you get to go in certain buildings about, the people that either own it or run it. Hey, did you know that, James Dean took dance classes in this building over here where that event center is on the northeast side of the square? Just those kinds of stories are fun. All right. So there are some projects going on that the building department, I guess it would be in your wheelhouse, right? Because buildings sometimes have to come down. And I know that demolitions are a big part of your role with the city, and it just has to happen. So how does that work? Do you want to talk about the demos, Jerry?
Sure. We've been very fortunate. Mayor Morrell is very active in getting rid of blight in the city. So he supported us very well in our endeavors to try to eliminate the blight in the city. I believe that up to now we are somewhere around 75 structures that we've taken down so far this year. And
they might still be on the schedule, a few of those.
Yes. And so it's a very intense process. We in the government, we can't take and just go in and say, okay, we're going to tear this structure down.
Right.
Okay.
It's a very lengthy process. We have to notify individuals. We send out certified letters to property owners stating what the issues are, that some kind of action has to be taken on this structure. And what we request is that the property owner send us a letter stating what their intentions are for that building. Once we get that letter back, we evaluate it and say, yes, we will go along with your process, or no, we won't.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
so once we make a determination on that, then what we will do is, if we don't agree with them, we send them a letter saying no, that your timetable or what you want to do is not acceptable. And so its process goes on. Then we end up taking and taking it to the Board of Works. Once we take it to the Board of Works, we get approval, hopefully, to tear that structure down. There are three things the board can do. They can either accept it and say, yes, we want it demoed, or they can modify my order,
Okay.
or they can say, no, that we're not going to do the demo. And so we make sure that when we take it to the Board of Works, we have all the information available for them.
Does that process take a while? Should it take a while, just to...
Yes, it does. It takes roughly from the time we start the process until we go to the Board of Works, it can take up to 3 to 4 months to do each step as we move forward. And then once we do make it, take it before the Board of Works, then if the board agrees with us that it needs to be a demo project, a property owner has the right within so many days to appeal that decision.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that appeal comes in, then it usually goes to litigation to determine what's going to happen.
So it's basically a court process.
Yes, yes.
Okay. That is so fascinating. Dina, I know you probably get neighbors that have either requests of a building that is in need of it.
Yep.
And so anything that neighbors should know from this department is like gold. It's very important for them to know how the process works.
That's right.
Excuse me.
So do you ever run into any problems when a building is on the historic register? Basically, you probably can't touch those, right?
Right. We do. We have some properties here within the city limits that are on the list. And
how many do you think there are? Maybe just less than 10? Or?
Yeah, it'd be less than 10 that we deal with. And that's a whole different process that we have to go through.
Gotcha.
And we deal with different agencies through the government on these structures. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we're like anybody else. The historical buildings we would like to preserve. We would like to make sure a lot of times the individuals that own these structures, they don't have the money to maintain them.
Oh, that's
gotcha.
So that becomes an issue.
Well, we just, that's a great segue to talk about the home repair program, how you were able to help a good number, I think it was 17 or 18 different residents of Marion, households, I should say, structures that were improved, and all they had to do was apply for it. And that was something that we did this year, and it was basically a few years that went by that we didn't do anything like that, right, Jerry? And this year we did, or this past year we did, because it was part of 2024 as well.
Yes. When Mayor Morrell took over, the building department was basically given $1 million to use towards demolition and to eliminate blight in the city.
Yeah, blight overall, yes.
Yes. And one of the things that Mayor Morrell and I talked about was how can we help individuals maintain their properties? Mm-hmm. We have a lot of individuals out here that are older, that they live on a fixed income, so they don't have the money to maintain their properties the way they want to.
Or they're disabled.
Or they're sure. Yes, exactly. Right. Mm-hmm. And so out of the $1 million for the blight elimination, we took $100,000. And out of that $100,000, we decided that we would give basically a grant to individuals for $5,000 to fix up the exterior of their houses, be it whether they wanted windows, new siding, just repairs on the outside, whatever it was. And so we had applications for individuals. We advertised it. We had applications for individuals. And then we went through those applications, and we decided which ones were the worst, so that we could do those first. And so individuals in the city were very receptive of this program.
Yes, they were.
And
Yeah, that's significant.
yes, yes. And so we can, we have a list up there of everybody that we helped, and we can go by and look at their houses and think, wow, instead of having to move forward on leaving it as a blighted area or leaving it where we'd have to eventually demo it, they've taken and fixed these up, and we're very happy. We had one woman that has lived with the same issue for over 35 years, and she never had the money to repair it. And by us having this money, she was able to move forward on her project. And, when I had a conversation with her, she was actually crying, thanking us for the program. So,
What was the issue? Not naming names, but what was the issue that she was facing?
She had windows that were leaking, the old windows in the house.
Yeah.
And she said that in the wintertime, when the wind was blowing, that she could see her curtains moving, swaying back and forth. And she was so appreciative of being able to have these new windows put in. And for us to be able to think, wow, we helped this individual, it really makes you feel good knowing that instead the city's here to help you. And I give a lot of credit to Mayor Morrell for his initiative and wanting to move forward on something like this. So
absolutely.
What did you think of that, RJ, that project?
That's a great program that Mayor Morrell put into place, and a lot of people benefited from that.
Yeah, that was another reason why it was like, okay, up to $5,000, which is really significant, but it also allows the city to help a lot of different residents.
I know that you got an influx of these applications. For the ones that didn't make it this time, are those just going to be probably kept on file? Maybe if anything comes down the pike in the future, or
yes. We do have all the applications that were submitted to us, of course. What we would like to do, or what I'd like to do, is try to get money to keep this program moving forward. I think a big part of it is that, of course, if we do this, we'll have to have new applications put in.
Sure.
And but I think a big part of this is for people to realize that if we as a city, we can help an individual, be it whether just to paint their house, make their house looks nice. Hopefully we can instill in the people next door to them to say, wow, they're taking care of their property. Maybe I need to take care of my property.
Right.
That is a natural effect, actually. It's proven.
Yeah, and it's a proven fact that if we have people taking care of their properties, it's going to eliminate blight, and hopefully we can get it done throughout the city. Yeah. We as a city, and I shouldn't say we, but my aspect, or as I look at something, I'm thinking, wow, if we can save this structure, it's much better than having a green space. I would much rather have a nice home sitting on the corner than a vacant lot growing up with weeds.
Right.
And it's so expensive to demo.
It is.
You just said it. $1 million was given, and I know that a big chunk of that was for demolitions.
Yes.
It's very expensive. Is that correct? I don't want to just assume.
No. You're right. $1 million was given to us. Plus, I had a budget in my own of $250,000, and out of that $1 million, we put a portion of it back for repairs for the excavator or anything like that. If we have any repairs, we also out of that $1 million, that $100,000 came out of there for the assistance program. So we had over $700,000 that we've used so far this year in blight just out of that account. So that account is zero now. And my $250,000 were just about out of that money also.
Yeah.
So we're moving forward. We're trying to do our very best.
If you had more money, how much would you ask for?
Oh gosh, I've already been hinting around to different people that we'd like to have another $1 million next year.
Right.
Of course, I know the budget's tight, and this was money that was given to us. So, but I do believe that we're making a difference.
Yeah.
I do believe we're making a difference.
What do you think throughout your many years working for the city in this role has made the most difference as you're kind of getting towards retirement? What would you like to highlight as one of the either projects or programs that made the most difference in your tenure?
I believe education. Not only do we go out and do inspections on a daily basis, but RJ also we educate individuals on different things that needs to be done. As we go out here and we see a structure that has to have a stop work order put on it or whatever the circumstances are, RJ's able to tell these individuals, here is why I'm putting a stop work order on.
Right.
You need to do this to correct it. And so I think our biggest part is not only doing inspections, but educating the individuals. And I hope that
one by one.
Yeah. I hope that, when it's said and done and I'm gone, that they say, at least I taught people.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
right, Jerry?
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's extremely helpful, Jerry, because I know that in the times that you have come to the neighborhood association meetings and answered many questions, and sometimes you're met with some pushback, but you handle it very gracefully, and you're very kind and extremely informative, and you help me a lot as well, I have to say.
When I hired
in,
Jerry took me in the office like my very first day, and he told me, he says, we treat everyone the same. And I could say that about Jerry Foustnight. He treats everyone the same. And I'm not just saying it because he's sitting here, but he's one of the best guys I ever worked for. And I don't consider him not even a boss, but I consider Jerry a very good friend.
That's right.
And
That's right.
He is fair. And sometimes he's tough, but he's fair.
You got to be tough.
I think you have to be in his
Being
position.
Being a commissioner as
Absolutely.
he is, you have to be. And, a lot of times when I put a stop work order on it, I pass it on to him. So
Right.
that's the easy part. And I make him, he deals with everybody. But
it makes all the difference to have a great
I couldn't
boss.
ask for a better boss. And I think I speak for the whole building department up there that Jerry is really, really good to work for.
Thank you for saying
That's
that,
right.
RJ. I know that Jerry really appreciates that, and he appreciates your hard work. And I know that's it's difficult work, and but just think about all the differences that you're making through just either compliance, through these really cool projects. I mean, just think about it. You're involved with the stadium at Indiana Wesleyan University,
That's right.
and we are also doing citywide cleanups that are making an immense impact throughout the whole city. Jerry is ordering these. Okay, so we've got to talk about the citywide cleanup.
Yeah, we do.
But that's if you had to say the number one initiative, it's kind of hard to say number one. But what do you think, Dina? Is that his number one initiative? Is the citywide cleanup, or do you think that there's something else? But it's pretty high up. I mean, because I know he loves the youth and
For Mayor Morrell?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's kind of neck and neck with the youth because he loves his kids.
Yeah.
He loves our kids. But yeah, you're right.
You talk
Absolutely.
about a program that we're all hands on deck on this. We are working with the building department, code enforcement, citywide maintenance. So we are community development, Dina and I. And the way that the building department is involved, and code enforcement, I should say, is that they order the dumpsters for the citywide cleanup. And there's like 14 40-yard dumpsters ordered for each one, happening 6 times a year. Is that right, Jerry?
Yes.
And so that's huge and that's expensive. But it's what is making a huge impact here. You just have to kind of continue to move forward there, and people are very appreciative. We have them in 6 different districts, so there's 6 of them that focus on a special curbside pickup in each one. But yeah, the central location is at citywide maintenance, and that's where all the dumpsters are that you can drop off. And I know that we have a couple more coming up. By the time this podcast airs, it will be on August 16th and September 20th.
Yes.
Those are the 2 dates that are coming up. So we will have already had 4, and we're making a huge impact, aren't we?
Huge impact. And every department's been extremely instrumental. You take one piece of that puzzle out, and it wouldn't work.
Well, is there anything else that you guys wanted to mention? Because, I mean, Jerry, you mentioned education is so important, and so I don't want to be remiss in, so we're talking about all of the facets of the building department and how Marion works. So if there's anything else that you'd like to mention, whether it would help the contractors, whether it would be helpful for just the residents in general, this is an opportunity to do that before we wrap up.
No, I guess I would just say that if anybody is doing any kind of projects in the city, please, if you have questions, call us. We'll be more than happy to help you. If there's issues, RJ can come out and deal with them and help you through your process. We would much rather you ask questions than start and do a project, and we have to come in and say, this isn't correct, you have to tear this out, you have to tear that out. And that becomes very, very costly for the individual property owner. So please contact us. We'll be more than happy to steer you in the correct way, and would this all move forward?
Yes. Well, it's just an honor to get to work with you guys, and
Absolutely.
we appreciate your knowledge and for just taking the time to share everything that you do. And so I'm just very thankful. So thank you both.
As am I. I appreciate you both very, very much.
You guys can get on with your day. I'm going to do my little outro here. Thank you for tuning in to the How Marion Works podcast. Follow us on social media. Listen to the podcast on platforms like Apple, Spotify, and all other major platforms. Episodes release every other Monday at 5 a.m., so be on the lookout. Archives are found at howmarionworks.com. So for Jerry Foustnight, RJ Pasant, and Dina Weiss, I'm Layla Price-Bodkin, and this is How Marion Works. Thank you for listening to the How Marion Works podcast. We hope you'll join us next time.